Hello everyone. Welcome back to my All the Yarn podcast. I am Lindsay, also known as All the Yarn on Instagram and All the Yarn Dash on Ravelry. I am also the dyer behind Linden Wool Yarns. You can check that out on Instagram at Linden Wool Yarn and on Etsy, etsy.com/lindenwool. So hello and welcome back. Okay, what have I been up to this last month? Check this out. This had not even been cast on when I last podcasted, and it's already done. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And you know what's funny is this is brioche, so that's actually the wrong side. Here's the right side. Equally gorgeous. Isn't that fun? There is lace, there is seed stitch, color pops, and brioche. This is the Flamingo Shawl, and I do not know how to pronounce the designer's name, but I will link her below. She is a lovely person. This may be one of my most favorite test knits I've ever done. It's got mohair. It's mohair is fun to wear, but it does kind of fly around. Anyway, she is just an amazing person. We messaged each other quite a bit during the test, and I had a blast meeting her. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, and besides her being a lot of fun, this was a ton of fun to knit. Like I said, it has mohair, it has lace, it has seed stitch, color pops, and my favorite, brioche. I'm a huge fan of brioche. I know some people are scared of it. There are some things I'm scared to do, like I'm too scared to try steeking. I will at some point. There's nothing, but I got to be in a right mindset to cut my knitting, and I've not been there. But brioche is a lot of fun. If anyone is too scared to learn it, message me. I have taught a handful of people in person, how to brioche, and the lesson lasted all of 5 minutes. It's one of those things that once you see it, you get it. It's just a matter of, I know I had to watch like 2 or 3 YouTube videos, and I the whole time I'm like, is that what, are they doing this? Are they doing that? And then finally I figured it out. Versus in person, I can just say, here, look, see what I'm doing? It feels like this. And they're like, oh yeah, I got it. So it's actually very easy, especially if you learn with someone teaching you in person. But if you're scared to learn brioche, just send me a message on Instagram and we'll work through it together. Don't be scared of brioche. Embrace brioche. It's wonderful. Anyway, so yeah. This is my Flamingo Shawl. And it's super warm. And obviously it did not take me long to knit because, hadn't even started at the time I last podcasted, and here we go, test knit done. Blocked and everything, ends woven in like a good little knitter. Here we go. This was a lot of fun. All right, so the lace, I used Plucky Knitter Sophisticate, their Sophisticate base in the colorway Charlotte, held together double with Peepaloo Fields, which is a discontinued dyer. She's not dyeing anymore, and she was one of my faves. So shout out to Peepaloo Fields. Maybe you'll change your mind and start dyeing again. Peepaloo Fields, mohair, winkle. And then the seed stitch is Nanette Wake Studio Mothy. And this beautiful yellow is Sweet Georgia, their Silk Crush base in saffron. The yellow you may recognize is the leftovers from my yellow sweater that I did. My favorite. I wear it a lot, probably too much, but thankfully I'm working from home most of the time, so no one really knows how often I'm really wearing it. It works out. So, but yeah, so The yellow was leftover. The Plucky Knitter Sophisticate was something I had picked up in a D-stash, and it was just like a leftover ball. I guess it was half and half kind of stash and, I mean, leftover stash and new skeins, because I did break out a new skein, the Mothy, right? Yeah, Mothy. That was a brand new skein, and the mohair. I had to break that out, but overall, I really love it. It's a lot of fun. It was roughly 200 grams in the end. It did not use, it used everything of my yellow. Yeah. And I don't think I have much left of the other colors. So it was a lot of fun. I liked all of the yarns that I used, and I wear it quite a bit because, yeah, these are my colors: gray, yellow, navy, and tealy aqua. Yeah, pretty much all the time. Thank you very much. Anyway, that is my only FO, mainly because this took up a lot of my month. I have 2 whips, and you'll see why just the other 2. And you'll see how much I've been doing just on those other 2 whips. So first, the one that I've brought up before is my Threshold. And this is by Melanie Berg. It is, I'm knitting it in Hue Loco Gal. Wow, okay. I feel like I'm not ever making progress on this, and I just held it up, and yeah, I'm making progress. Okay, good. The yarn is by Hue Loco. It is her Opal base, and the colorway is Girl Talk. It's really pretty. It is mostly like a charcoal gray with like 7,000 colors, all very subtly there. So I really like it. That's kind of what I was going for. Something that was not a solid color, but something that wouldn't overwhelm this pattern, which you can see, at least I can see, the crisscrossy pattern is still very much coming through. It's not being overpowered by the speckles. So I'm very excited about this. I have a ways to go. I'm not powering through it like I did that shawl. My hope was before I did the shawl, I would power through this. This would be my FO this month. Then I picked up that shawl. And then I picked up, oh, this is living in my fringe field bag, which you can only get through D-stashes now because she shut down her shop. This is, apparently I'm in a fringe field mood because I've got lots of different bags, but this is also in a fringe field bag. This is West Knit's Mystery Knit Along, the Slipstravaganza. So if you are not wanting to any kind of spoilers until you are done with yours, don't like look away for a second. Look away. Okay, here it is. So I did, here's clue 1, bonus clue. It's kind of, there's like 900 stitches on the needles. It's really big. Oh, clue 3. And oh man, it's just so tight on these needles. Ugh. Okay. And I've just started clue 4. A little bit. So, okay, if you looked away, you can look back now. I'm not going to show it. So the yarns I'm using are, these 2 are less traveled yarn. This is her Narwhal colorway, and this is Prickly Pear. Aren't they pretty? Can you, these are totally different dyers, totally different bases, but do you see how much I love a good navy blue? This is Madeline Taj Deep. And this is linden wool from my self-care collection, No Place to Be. Is it focusing? It doesn't seem like it's focusing. Yeah, just a real soft, subtle, sagey green, which I was a little nervous because you were supposed to have very high contrast colors, and these are kind of close, but it worked out. I have a very, it's just a real subtle contrast that then gets a medium contrast, that then gets like a high contrast. And I'm sure you noticed my contrast colors make a little bit of a fade or a gradient. That's what it used to be called before the one particular shawl came out, was a gradient. So I've been having just, oh, I gotta show you this. I won't show but check this out. My needles match my project. Why, yes, that would be a teal green needle. That is, everybody loves their interchangeable needles, and you know what? Find a set and go for it. I personally love Diacrafts. I have some of their Darn Pretties. I have some of their, the anodized steel. I have their heavy metals. I like their needles. They work for me, and they come in really pretty colors. So yeah, guys, we're not even 10 minutes into this. That's all my knitting, but I have a couple other things to share. So stick around for just a second. Okay. So here's where I would normally be showing off some yarn from my stash, saying something that I'm grateful for, but instead I'm actually going to show an acquisition, but it's not a yarn acquisition. It is like a tool acquisition, which to me is in a totally separate category. This is a GracesCases needle case. One good case deserves another. This is also a GracesCases needle case. Now I've had this one a long time, several years, I don't know. This is one of her like double tips standard needle case. She's an Etsy shop, and this is for your interchangeable needles. So here are pockets for your cords, and then here's a page so you can put in your tips, more cords, more tips. And then there is a zipper here for notions and like the stoppers that you put on your cords. Cord stoppers, is that the official name? I don't know. And then another one over here. It actually, well, since I'm just gonna go full Vanna White here, it actually unzips, and you can take, it's like a book, and you can take the middle pieces out. So if this is all you wanna take, you want to kind of lighten your load, but wait, there's more. You can zip these two together. So if you just need something very small, throw in your bag as you're going to your knitting club or whatever, your knitting group, your crochet group. Yeah, this is one of her standard cases that you can find, if you're lucky, on her Etsy site. This, however, was a custom one. I called her up, well, I messaged her through Etsy and said, hey, I have a lot of sets of interchangeable needles, and they're almost all Diacrafts, but I'd like to get, can you see right up here, right there? See that? This is where I store all of my cords, because I don't like to loop them around each other. They kind of sometimes get memory then. So I just I made this, I don't know, earlier this year. They all just kind of loosely hang, and it works better for me. So I really just wanted something like this that's just for the needle tips. I don't need the pockets for the cords. I just need the needle tips. And she messaged me, I don't know, like 10 different fabric choices. I told her kind of what my color, what I feel like my colors are, and she did not disappoint. So this is what she put together for me. Now I told her I have some short needles and some long needles. So she shortened this pocket up here for my short needles. Here's my long needles. I still have a zippered pouch. Look at this. more needles, zippered pouch, and more needles. And these right here are my Knit Picks Harmony. This is back when they were Harmony needles. These are my Knit Picks Harmony needles, which I still use. They come in sizes that not all interchangeable needles come in. You see my great big needles. Yes. So yeah, oh my gosh. This is one of those few acquisitions I don't mind showing, because I really, if you are looking for an interchangeable needle case, GracesCases is where it's at. This backing fabric is like a neoprene almost. It's kind of, I mean, it's not leather. It really feels like neoprene. I don't know what it is. I'm not a sewer. I don't know my fabrics. But it makes it so that the needles don't slip out in case you forget to zip it shut all the way. Not that I've ever done that, ever. No. Anyway, it's just an amazing case. It was very nice working with her, and I feel like good makers need good shout outs. So a shout out to GracesCases, because they make some phenomenal cases. She does make more cases than just for interchangeable needles. So check her out on Etsy, and there's a link below. And that's it, folks. Have a great day.